I just thought of something funny I was going to say, but then I probably can't. Oh, this is Larry. Or wait. If I'm the only one using them, I don't bother wiping them off. Well, the extra wax helps protect. Hello, I'm Larry, and this is Carter's Country. Today, Justin and I are going to talk about hearing protection. It's one of the most basic and important things to especially to people new to shooting, but for us old timers that probably went way too long without hearing protection, it's never too late to start. Right, Justin? Dear God.
Oh,
we've started. It's going fine.
Here.
Lower your voice. It's going fine. Could we take these?
We need them off?
I do. I don't know if you do. Thank you.
Oh, no reason to scream.
Well, actually, there was. You had earmuffs on.
Oh. What are we doing?
I've done the intro already.
Perfect.
We're rolling, baby.
Okay.
This is live.
Nice to be here.
We're talking about hearing protection and the importance of it, and we're going to go through some of the different kinds of hearing protection that are available. I think one thing that's great about hearing protection is it can be as budget friendly as you want. Like for the price of 2 rounds of ammunition, you can protect your hearing, or you can go all the way up to some of the other things we're going to talk about here.
Yep.
Let's start with the basics here. Everybody has seen these. They're in a big bowl at the counter at the spring store at the range.
So definitely the most basic of all of our hearing protection in the store. Really simple to use. A lot of people don't know how to do this correctly. But it's most critical to get it done correctly, or else they're pretty much useless. Roll up one end like that, and then I don't do over the head method because I'm not flexible enough, because it's not easy. So the key is roll it up as tight as possible, and then insert it into your ear, and then put it as comfortable and as deep as possible, and then just let it expand in your ear canal. And once about, let's see, another couple seconds, and then it's pretty much there.
Yeah, the great thing about those, again, you just demonstrated how easy they are to use.
Yeah.
Up to 33 decibels protection with those, which is insanely high. I mean, it's more than you would ever need, but I mean, for like a buck and a half, it takes 30 seconds to get them in, and you're ready to go out to the range, or if you're out hunting, sport shooting, whatever you're doing, that's it. And so there's really no excuse to not have some form of hearing protection when something that cheap and effective is available.
Growing up here, as long as I've been here, I can tell you the one thing that all the old guys, and when I say old, I don't mean age old, I mean the wiser ones, say is that they wish they would have worn hearing protection better when they were younger. Well, I've never heard somebody say, I really did it good, and then now they're regretting it.
Yeah, I can speak to that personally. I'm in the older category, not the wiser category. For far too long, I first started shooting, I think the first time I shot a gun was probably 1971. Until the first time I came to Carter's to shoot, maybe 10 years later, it was the first time I ever put on hearing protection to shoot, and it was only because, thankfully, it was required in Carter's Country. All that time in between, all the hunting I've done, everything else, I didn't wear hearing protection. And between that and being a teenager in the late 70s, when a lot of bands like ZZ Top and The Who were in their prime, and I went to every show I could afford to go to, I'm paying a price now. I've got tinnitus. I get that ringing in my ears. I can't blame guns for all of it, but it certainly didn't help. And another important thing I just want to, before we get back to this, if you're introducing someone new to the shooting sports,
please get them hooked on this.
Yeah, because when you're teaching them, not only for the safety and the protection of their ears, a person shooting for the first time is already going to be nervous enough, right? Yeah. I mean, they've got so much going on, and adrenaline, all that. If when they squeeze that trigger, they get this ear-piercing bang that just feels like a screwdriver going into their earlobe or eardrum, they're not going to have a pleasant experience with that. And flinching is already probably the number one problem new shooters have. If they're associating pain when they pull that trigger, it's only going to make the flinching worse. So it's not only from the standpoint of protecting their ears. I think it's critical for new shooters when you're teaching them the proper techniques.
Absolutely, 100% agree. So this is going to be a jelly type earplug that's good for people, I've been told, with smaller ear canals. I don't understand what that means. But in general, that's their thing. These are handy because I like these. With these, the only thing that I have a fault with them is they fall out of your ears, and once they hit the ground, they're pretty much not my fan. I'm not a fan. At least with these, you can wrap around your neck, and again, affordable and very easy to use, and you can have them anywhere, in the car, shooting bag, like you said, everywhere.
Right. Yeah, that is one downfall with these. If you're on a range and they have a ceasefire, you want to take these out. If you drop one, you got to go back and get another pair. And you've seen me in videos wearing these Radiants here. Pull them out, drape them around your neck. I bought actually about 5 or 6 pair of these, and because they come in a nice case, I keep a pair in my truck, in my range bag, in my rifle case when I'm going hunting. So I've always, anytime I'm going to be around a gun, I've got hearing protection there ready to use. I don't want to be caught without it. Another thing about these, these are reusable. Correct. Now I suppose these could be, but these are reusable.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst thing I ever did. But enough about that.
So the last thing on the earplug side of things is going to be what are considered more customizable solutions. We sell a handful of different options here at the stores. Basically, the key point is they're going to range in price, but they're going to all have the same concept, which is you're going to heat it up in some kind of water, and then you're going to basically form fit it into your ear, and then you'll wear them, and then they'll be obviously a custom-made earplug for you. I'm a big fan of these when I'm shooting shotguns because it gets me the ability to get real close to the actual butt of the gun and get my cheek down on the gun like I'm supposed to. These, I tend not to be able to get my cheek where I want them to be.
Right.
So the custom earplugs tend to be the best option for that solution. So
yeah, that's a great point, like shooting skeet or something like that, where you've got to throw the gun up quick.
Yeah.
I could see, you could eventually get it right, but by the end the clay's gone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they all have a form and purpose, and I've got kind of basically one of each of the different kinds for whatever use I need them for. But that definitely fits more in my world for shotgun shooting, sporting clays in that line.
That's another great option, and like these guys here, they're reusable, but these give you the added benefit of being custom fit to your ear just by putting them, like you said, some hot water, then put them in, they'll shape.
Yep.
You're ready to go.
Absolutely.
Next, I think we've got the passive earmuffs, which it kind of sounds disrespectful. They're passive, but they're good. It just means there's no electronics or anything to them. They're simply something that cover your ear and give you hearing protection, kind of like the ones you wore when you were ignoring my intro.
Well, I didn't miss much there.
It was probably one of my better ones ever, but fine. If you want to say you didn't miss much, whatever.
One of the nice things about these...
Was Billy not available for this video? Wow. Okay, whatever.
One of the good things about these is these are our self-branded ones here in the store. So I love to see some... We've had these for decades now. And
I've got a pair over 20 years old.
It's amazing to see sometimes how old some of our customers' ear muffs have been or are. And people think I'm crazy when I just get kind of nerd out on them a little bit because they are a handy solution, right? They're affordable. They're not the most attractive at times, but they are the most useful and
attractive.
I mean, or stylish. I don't know what the right word is.
We're talking.
I'm gonna go back to my life. But yeah. So there's your passive ear muffs. They're very simple.
And you said decades old. I bought a range bag kit here from you guys over 20 years ago and had hearing protection in it. I still have them. And they still work.
It's amazing. But yeah, so that's your passive. Definitely the next step up is going to be, I guess, what we were calling more active electronic earmuffs, and really cool for the ability to be Bluetooth active. You can just use them just like they are, right? You can hook them up to your phone for the Bluetooth active ones and listen to music while you shoot. They're a little bit sleeker, so when you wear them, when you do get on the shotgun or when you're down on your rifle, you have a little bit less adjustment you have to make for yourself. But
and these have some great technology that I don't know if you could.
I can still turn it off though. Okay.
The great thing about the electronic earmuffs, The way these things are designed, it's like, I mean, really genius.
I think I'm going to turn them down. You're good. Keep going.
Sounds at normal levels you can hear, like conversations, things like that, but any noise that comes in at I think it's above 82 decibels, considered dangerous level. Anything that comes in, somehow these things block that out before it gets to you. And that just amazes me. The speed of sound, and it stops it. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you better with these on than I can with them not on.
Yeah, and a lot of them
clear. I mean,
amplify.
The amplification is nice. The other, if you do listen to music and you like to shoot with music on, you can actually, I mean, sometimes they have great audio in them, so it's kind of impressive. And then you don't have to listen to the gunshots out there. I'm assuming they're still shooting out there.
Well, it's not just the range either. The hunting application of that, you know, you're in a stand, it's a bitter cold morning, wind blowing, things like that. You keep those things on, not only are you keeping your ears warm, you're ready to protect your ears if you do shoot, but the amplification helps you hear things better moving around you, which a lot of times, you know, hearing something ahead of time before it comes out, you're able to get in a shooting position better and everything else. So it's actually a pretty big advantage when you're hunting. It's almost like a hearing aid and hearing protection all at once. And then if they're Bluetooth, like you said, you can be listening to music. If another guy has his on, their Bluetooth, you can be having a phone conversation. I mean, they're fantastic.
There's a lot of options, but the one thing in the blind that we always have to do is whisper, right?
Right.
So this enhances that whisper a little bit, so you can actually hear what's going on. And it's not as intrusive as what would be a conversation if we were in traditional passive, hearing protection.
Right. Yeah. If you've got two guys in a stand, you're there with a guide, or you're there with a young hunter or first-time hunter, then you can whisper.
Where's the volume button on these things?
They must have been pretty loud because you were whispering when you were talking.
They're loud. They're super loud. I was like, Larry needs to shut it.
You're not the first person to ever think that.
Like we talked about throughout this video, the key is getting people on the right stance as soon as they get their first interaction with guns. And there's no better chance to get people engaged on a good way than putting a child at ease and being able to explain to them what's going on, and they can feel the comfort level of hearing their parent or their guardian saying, okay, this is what we're doing. Right. So it's not just a tap on the shoulder, do this and do that, and you're trying to do hand signals. It's actually, you can hear clearly, but you're also protecting your ears. And so the minute that gunshot goes off, all is well. So.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. I mean, the technology of these is just so cool, but this would be invaluable if you're out there with a new shooter to be able to communicate with them in a normal voice. Yeah. Not only is that, like you said, going to kind of give them some comfort, but you can trust that they're hearing what you're saying. You're not having to scream over everybody else. They're just a fantastic tool with multiple uses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the key to all this is it's to each his own, but all of them have a useful benefit to you while on the range, while in the field, and around guns.
Right.
Right? I mean, I would be surprised if one person said that they only use one type of hearing protection all their lives, because it's important to have each of these aspects in your bag, your range bag, at any given time.
Depending on the application.
They all have they have a reason.
Right. So. Right. Very. Each one will have advantages depending on the situation, and you're right. Even these are surprisingly affordable. In just being without hearing protection, with this kind of hearing protection available in all these price ranges, with all these options, there's just no.
It's $1.50 to $75, let's say.
Right.
That says enough that there's options out there for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's worth investing in them, because just like your eyesight and just like many other parts of the human body, we don't get anything to replace our hearing.
Right.
And nobody really wants to have hearing aids for the rest of their lives.
And trust me, if I could replace this ringing that I hear 24/7 because of not using hearing protection earlier in my life, I would do it.
Everyone says the same thing.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I know this isn't the most exciting gun topic. We're not talking about some new caliber.
Hearing protection
or some
is
new
the most exciting thing.
Yeah. So it may be a little bit nerdy or drab, but man, it is important.
It is. It is very important.
Well, we hope you've learned something today. We hope maybe we've saved your hearing for future shooting excursions you may be on. And please like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Visit us on our carterscountry.com website. We've always got drawings that you can enter for guns, optics, a lot of great things. So be sure and do that as well. Remember, if you've ever shot, or hunted with us, you're already a part of the Carter's Country family. Till next time, adios. Man,
Is
our
this like a-
adioses are on fire today.
They
We
are
could
pretty
just-
solid.
Man,
This is like our PSA for the year.
yeah.
Community
This should be a tax deduction.
I'm writing it off. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, you are. That's it. That's been recorded. So just good luck with the audit.